In this video, we observe our unit, which is in defense. They were warned that a group of enemies numbering about 9 people is approaching.
Russia shuts down one of its largest oil refineries after a joint drone and missile strike by Ukraine's SBU and Navy. The Novochakhtinsk refinery in Rostov region, which processed 15,000 tons of oil daily into fuel for Russian military equipment, is now completely offline after last week's attacks. The only plant in Russia's Rostov Oblast with a capacity of 5.6 million tons of oil per year was attacked by Ukrainian drones on the night of 19 December, after which a large fire broke out at the facility. The attack hit the 7,140-ton per day AVT 2.52 unit, which accounts for 50% of the plant's capacity. As a result, it had to be shut down in an emergency, the agency sources say. According to the sources, an oil product tank caught fire, and the second primary processing unit, which had a similar capacity of 7,140 tons per day, was shut down. Launched in 2009 and the first major refinery to be built in Russia from scratch in 30 years, the Novochakhtinsk refinery has shut down production for the third time since the beginning of the year. North Korea is ramping up its weapons deliveries to Russia, according to the Wall Street Journal. Thousands of containers filled with ammunition, including 122mm and 152mm shells, Hwasong-11 missiles, and advanced weapons like 170mm Koksan howitzers and 240mm MLRS, have been shipped by rail and sea. Train traffic at the Tumengan-Hasan border crossing has tripled this year, reaching record levels. Around 200 factories in North Korea are running at full capacity to produce ammunition for Russia, with Pyongyang receiving oil and cash in return. Satellite imagery shows rapid expansion of missile production facilities, including those for the Hwasong-11. So far, over 5 million artillery shells and more than 100 missiles have been sent to Russia. Ukrainian soldiers from the 116th Mechanized Brigade lured a Russian assault group of 9 people into a trench about 2 meters deep and destroyed them with drone strikes, grenades, and small arms fire.
In this video, we observe our unit, which is in defense. They were warned that a group of enemies numbering about 9 people is approaching. They left the trench. As it later turned out, I even started scolding them for leaving the trenches, but then it turned out they made a very correct tactical move because the trench was dug out by a tractor. It was too deep to fight from there. There were no firing positions, nothing. It was more than 2 meters deep. They exited and let the whole enemy group enter there. And then they began successfully throwing grenades at them, dropping from Mavics and also using firearms. As a result, I think 3 enemies had jumped out. They were taken out with a mortar in the plantations. 1 returned, and will ensure the overall result from the group of 9. 1 still managed to escape. Our group consisted of 5 people. During the action, all received injuries. Just an enormous amount of shrapnel, bullet, blind, through and through, starting from the head, neck, ears. All legs were hit. Well, I have Form 100 there. Very powerful. And yet I never once heard on air, let's do an urgent evacuation or something. The only thing they regretted was that they couldn't drag this prisoner out, but it worked. Yes, there was an infantry group from the 32nd Brigade with them. And as seen later in the video, there are enough of them there. About 6 more people. But infantry is infantry. The infantry waited for us to do our job, and then they would give us the command to go ahead and enter the trench.
A captured Russian soldier talks about his interaction with the North Koreans in the Kursk region. In short, everything is very bad. The Russians call them scumbags who fight on their own and shoot at their own drones. There is also a certain envy in the Russians' words. Not only do the North Koreans eat much better, but they also treat their corpses much more carefully than Russian commanders. In general, the Russians are dissatisfied with such allies.
And then I saw the Koreans by the evening. They prohibited their drone, didn't tell anyone, didn't alert the authorities. nothing and started shooting at it. They train separately. They don't answer to anyone. The Koreans go ahead, and we just follow behind them, securing. But there's nothing to eat. Nothing has been delivered for 3 days. No water, nothing. Everyone is wet. The Koreans are twice as good as us. Peas, eggs, chocolate, coffee, all that stuff. And the Koreans, yes, they don't smile. They are, well, I don't know, they're so harsh. Where is Tanya? There were guards. The Koreans shot them. They told us it was a holiday. The Koreans aren't in their right mind at all. They start suffering from everything there is. They are knocked down. It turns out the field, if a bunch of them constantly walks around, they walk in groups of 5 to 10 people. No one at all communicated with those guys. Their language is incomprehensible to anyone. There might be a commander who can speak Russian, but I haven't seen him. They can make cartridges, whatever you want. There are boxes with cartridges there, right? Their commander comes, takes them, and shows they can carry. You say no, but the machine gun hits here. You want? Don't be afraid. You take and carry the box. Everyone has their own opinion. They are well prepared. Some say they are unprepared, just some kind of thugs. They understand where they've ended up. They think it's like theirs, just different. They think it's the same here. Then a drone starts on them, and with a mortar, they're well covered. But here, there are more people. But they are not afraid. They're tried, but they're not afraid. They shoot with any weapon, whatever you give. We were given automatic weapons. Again here, with the Koreans, if they are wounded, they immediately themselves. They handle it themselves, and they pull themselves out, and they immediately gather their bodies, pile them up. They don't scatter them. The house don't care. They lie around. Cursed. Nobody will go help him. They drag him. He asked over the radio for about 3 hours. Guys, help me. And nobody went.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.